Good morning and good afternoon, depending on your location for everyone. Uh, Let me commence. 50 years ago, the economist and Nobel laureate Milton Friedman published his famous essay in New York Times Magazine, arguing that the social responsibility of business is to increase its profits, or what is commonly known today as bottom line. This view that business leaders should focus on creating as much value as possible for the owners of their company rather than on improving outcomes for a broader set of stakeholders like workers, suppliers, and society as a whole is now under attack. When we look at practical considerations, asking CEOs to make society better, environment cleaner, working conditions safer, compensation higher is beyond their competence and ability. It also invites inconsistencies. For example, doubling worker wages would make the workers better off, but would require higher price points in product or service offering, making customers worse off. If the proposition has any teeth, it must mean that executives should, on occasion, act against the interest of companies' owners. This would hardly be a defensible strategy. Profit used to be a dirty word in corporate sustainability. For decades, companies largely view their social and environmental activities as charitable or side projects instead of part of their own core business. But this attitude is also changing. IFC defines sustainability as ensuring long-term business success while contributing towards economic and social development, a healthy environment, and stable society. According to IFC, financial institutions' sustainability has two components. One component is managing social environmental risks in strategic decision making and lending. Financial institutions can strengthen their portfolio by systematically evaluating these risks in the loan or investment appraisal process. In this way, they can focus investments on those companies and projects with high environmental, social, and financial performance. Doing so can help protect their asset portfolios by decreasing non-performing loans, thereby increasing financial stability and protecting banks' reputation. The other component is identifying opportunities for innovative product development in new areas related to sustainability. This entails creating financial products and services that support commercial development of products or activities with social and environmental benefits. Business models that address such long-term dimensions are making businesses sustainable by yielding new clients and markets. They are also helping financial institutions differentiate themselves from competitors, improve their reputation among key customers and stakeholders, attract new capital, and generate goodwill and support from stakeholders. Larry Fink, BlackRock chair, wrote in 2018 that, I quote, to prosper over time, every company must not only deliver financial performance, but also show how it makes positive contribution to society. Companies must benefit all their stakeholders, including shareholders, employees, customers, and communities in which they operate, unquote. It reflects that pursuit of financial profit is important, but is more important would be roles and tasks beyond achieving it. This makes environmental, social, and governance or ESG issues an integral component of bank strategies. Work of Global Alliance for Banking on Values, or GABV, has highlighted how value-based banks continuously demonstrated financial returns while taking strategic long-term view of profit and prosperity. Study by KK's advisors on behalf of GABV EIB and Deloitte in 2019 found commercial banks that score high on material ESG have better future performance than commercial banks that score low on the same metric. For financial institutions, process of continuous improvement means integrating better standards as well as expanding the view of what generates long-term value for themselves, for their clients, and for society. The move to achieve greater long-term value is expected to be driven from both inside and outside financial institutions. Banks that use these strategies will gain competitive edge. They will also strengthen their positions by contributing to macroeconomic development of countries or regions in which they operate, facilitating their integration into international financial community while serving as a model for best sustainability practices that others can follow. To build customer loyalty and meet new market demands to sustain their market share, emerging market banks are increasingly adopting global standards in risk management, reporting, and accountability. With more effective strategies alongside risks, banks create long-term value for their businesses. Considering risk alone will not be enough to generate new markets and profits. However, pursuing sustainability-related market opportunities does not automatically mean that banks will reduce its social and environmental risks. Given compressed margins, banks are finding that just bringing on new accounts is not enough to move profitability. In fact, many banks across the region continue to have accounts that cost them money as pricing is below their risk, cost of funds, maintenance, and cost of acquisition. To succeed, banks need to bring their policies into action via a strategy for creating long-term value through sustainable banking. This entails capacity building and training, as well as setting measurement and evaluation standards. Effective reporting is just as important to ensure results are communicated back to the bank shareholders and to wider group of stakeholders. These processes should be tailored to fit banks' own business goals and organizational culture. Social and environmental risk management improves the quality of banks' portfolio and promotes insurance liabilities and commercial risks. Pursuing innovative financial solutions and generate direct profits in new markets with new clients. Banks hold unique intermediary role in sustainable development. They play a fundamental role in public policy and economic performance, as well as in all forms of commerce and industry. For example, banks weigh risks and attach a price to these risks in the credit approval process. Through such price differentiation, banks can foster sustainability. However, in practice, most large banks today have environment and social guidelines in place for negative screening within the lending processes. But very few banks adjust the interest rate according to their borrower's degree of sustainability performance. Social responsibility of banking business is widely misunderstood. It does not argue for business to pursue maximum profits in absence of any constraints. Companies that break the law to pursue profits aren't adherent to treatment shareholder capitalism. They are engaging in criminal behavior. If businesses fund junk science to beat back regulation, for example, arguing nicotine isn't addictive, they are behaving unethically. Incidentally, this type of behavior also reduces long-term value by putting companies' reputation and future into jeopardy. More companies are taking into account their impact on environment, workers, and community in running their businesses. At the same time, a growing body of research shows that consumers, especially young ones, believe that Doing something good for the world should be a part of companies' core business plan. They want companies to show how their sustainability investment produce financial and other measurable results. For instance, when an agro producer can clearly track matrices like energy and water usage in their direct operations on an ongoing basis, as well as engage with growers to measure inputs and outputs at the farm level, it helps them to communicate internally and externally the positive impact of these effects can have on the bottom line. To cite few examples from industry, Marks and Spencer, a UK-based department store chain, which launched Sustainable Plan in 2007, predicted that it would cost £40 million to implement if it generates no benefits, no financial benefits. 5 years later, the company published a report detailing the key lessons from executing the plan and found that instead of suffering losses, the changes it made, such as reducing packaging material and food waste, results in £105 million of net benefits in 2012. This climbed to £160 million in 2015. Walmart, the world's largest retailer, found their work to reduce emissions and increase efficiency has also helped them lower some of their operational expenses. Commercial banks, as service industry, play a critical role in allocating financial resources for human and economic activity to thrive not only for today but also for tomorrow. According to research by Deutsche Bank, which evaluated 56 academic studies, companies with high ratings for ESG factors have a lower cost of debt and equity. 89% of the studies they revealed showed that companies with high ESG ratings outperform the market in medium and long term, that is 5 years and 5 to 10 years. Though the portfolio of their customers, banks are exposed to a more diverse set of social, environmental issues than the average business, and to a certain extent than other financial institutions. Accordingly, banks and other financial institutions are shifting their focus and reorienting their activities. They are increasingly moving from avoiding risks to creating opportunities. From defensive banking, where environmental management is seen as an additional cost, to sustainable banking, where sustainable development is seen as an advantage and opportunity for growth. Such shift requires fundamental change in perspective, focuses on creating long-term value. The new approach stands in contrast to earlier and narrower management systems that deal with social and environmental risk. For instance, systems such as ISO 14001 focus on process conformance, where the main target is compliance with necessary regulations imposed by relevant authorities. By contrast, a comprehensive approach to sustainability focuses on process performance, where the focus is on creating value in the process of achieving financial institutions' business goals. Integrating sustainable practices into companies' operations can improve business performance. So technological innovations inspire brand loyalty and boost employee engagement, making business of banking more sustainable. To maximize value over long time horizons, banks must treat workers, customers, and suppliers fairly. Some corporations may have enough market power to earn monopoly profits and to mistreat workers. But the extent to which these are problematic is really exaggerated, especially over long time horizon. It is in the corporation's interest treat close stakeholders well. In addition to treating workers well, it may be in businesses' long-term interest to invest more on worker training than in standard practice. More generally, Friedman's concept of profit does not argue for pursuit of short-term value over long-term value. This is much debate. There is much debate over the appropriate time horizon for business decisions. The extent to which companies are excessively focused on short-term profits, but putting long-term value ahead of immediate gains is perfectly consistent with shareholder capitalism as a management strategy. Let me conclude. According to Michael R. Steen, the former Federal Reserve economist and author of the book, American Dream is Not Dead, but Populism Could Kill It 2020, I quote, it, that is Friedman's concept of social responsibility of business, is already well grounded in solid economics, common sense, and practical considerations. It is often misunderstood and it admits nuance and the role for public policy, unquote. Corporations that said to have publicly moved away from concept of bottom line are inadvertently demonstrating its durability as a driver of sustainable business, including banking. Thank you.